What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Generation Sports. Whoa, look at this guy.
Bro, I don't know. I thought I locked my phone, but I just put it on my lap. It just played a video.
This guy stinks, let me tell you.
Hey, you were the one that's late. Right? I just accidentally played a video.
Hey, my defense, those nachos, pretty good. Man's got to eat, Josh. I mean,
I did not eat before I decided to.
There's a lot that goes into making a body like this. A lot that goes in. None of it's good. I mean, look at me.
It's good, but it's just not good, you know.
Yeah, definitely not good for my longevity.
But temporarily, like now, like
listen, we all know what the saying is, right? I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
Fact.
You know. So, with that being said, but for the little time that we're here, Josh, the one thing that always sticks in my mind, and the thing that always concerns me, is how you're doing.
I could be better. Okay. You know, like I can't tell. I don't think what I have is COVID, but you know, anytime you get sick now, you're just like, oh, it's probably COVID. Like that's just kind of where the mind goes. But yeah, it's been a rough day. Just been laying in bed, hating life. So not good. How have you been, Connie?
Well, Josh, let me tell you. Today was the first day of class. And it's 7:07 right now on a Monday night, August 29th. 9 days, by the way. 10 days, actually, before football season starts. And I have a 9:30 class. So I got to wake up 8:15, take a nice shower. Nice 20-minute drive there. Josh went to bed at about maybe 4:30.
Tough. That is very late.
I mean, I'm. There was a time. I got to about like 3:30, 4 o'clock, and I was like, oof, it's getting. Like usually, I don't nap. Like I'm not a napper. Never have been. Probably never will be. Like I remember there was one point in high school though where like I came home and napped like a few days in a row, and my mom was literally like, "Are you okay? Like what's going on?" Like because like that's how rare a nap is for me. But yeah, it was a struggle getting up, but thankfully, for the love of Jesus, I only have a Monday and Thursday class. So you know, Mondays and Thursdays I got to get up 8, but all those other days I can still sleep into 1:30, like I like to do. Not tomorrow though. Going golfing with Pops. Maybe the last golf outing of the year, possibly. I don't know. You never know how things go.
Yeah.
But golf tomorrow. But yeah, started school today, last semester. I just want it to end, man.
Every time, like, I'll be driving and I'll see kids going to school or leaving school, I'm like, man, so glad I don't have to deal with that anymore. I am taking a podcasting class, Josh. So if I get any tips, I'm going to make sure that this podcast gets even better. Now, I already know what one of the tips is going to be is that we should probably edit things. Because, Josh, we like to just wing it.
Listen, exactly. We post, we record, we save the audio, and then we post it. So maybe we start editing. Monique, what's going on? Pleasure to see you here. So listen, let's get into it. That's kind of the hint to shut the hell up and get into the things people actually care about. And we'll start it with what Monique just said. What is this? We got a UFC Fight Night this week, right?
Yep.
And which there was no Fight Night last week, which I'm so like used to there being fights every week because that's what it's felt like. That was a little thrown off. Off there, Josh. But we're gonna have a UFC Fight Night this week, and I'm very excited. By the way, I'm gonna, as I BS right now, I'm gonna try and pull up the Fight Night card. But I do know it's gone, right? It's not Gain or
gone.
Gone and Tai Tuivasa. Obviously, Tuivasa, big fan favorite. and then gone. Well, I'm gonna be real here. Probably better.
Yeah,
Probably,
that's fair. That's fair.
you know, interim. Was he the interim champ?
Yeah, he beat Derek Lewis and then lost
And
to
then
Ngannou.
lost to Ngannou, and Ngannou had like 2 torn ACLs or something.
Yeah,
Um, man, this man Ngannou really wrestled for 5 rounds.
yeah, that was crazy.
Who would have thought that was ever going to happen? Um, so yeah, Josh, why don't you get into a little bit? I'm going to try and pull up the full fight card, but I'm excited. I know that is this the one that there's somebody else on here
Yeah,
that's
there is Robert Whitaker
that.
and Marvin
All right, see, I was
Vettori.
going to say Whitaker, and I thought I was wrong.
Yeah, that fight. Paulo Costa said he wanted the winner of that fight. Which I mean, if Vettori wins, we already saw that it was a snooze fest. So I'm not. I'm rooting for Whitaker because I'd like to see Costa and Whitaker. But the Tuivasa and Gon fight is going to be interesting because the one thing we thought would happen in the Gon and Derek Lewis fight was that Derek Lewis would use his power against it, but he wound up throwing like one punch in the first 2 rounds, and it was just a terrible fight for him. Tuivasa has similar power, but he's just much more active. He's not super afraid of getting hit, so he'll go in there with Gon and try to make him stand and bang with him. But Gon he's all around. Like he can stand and fight. He can keep his distance from you and hit you with leg kicks all fight and just win by points. He can grapple too. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, Tai Tuivasa, I think he's got 5 straight knockouts. Like he's just been putting
5 straight shoeies, baby.
Yeah, just putting everybody to sleep. So kind of be crazy not to expect that again. But I mean, obviously we're rooting for Tuivasa because we already saw Gon versus Ngannou and Tai Tuivasa, Bam Bam, the shoey. I mean, how can you not want him to get a title shot? So yeah, a couple interesting fights to end the card.
Yeah, listen. I mean, I think that obviously, maybe not obviously. Who am I? But the main attraction here is that main event. Hey, Robert Whitaker, Vettori. Listen, that's 1 and 2 right there.
Mm-hmm.
And you assume whoever wins this fight gets a title shot, right?
Well, that's that's Adesanya, so he has to retain the belt. He's about to fight
True Pereira.
Pereira, yeah. So he's got to win that one. We could see a little because everyone thought Kamzat was getting a title shot after being Nate Diaz, but Leon Edwards showed up. So if Izzy doesn't show up, when this fight may just be like, hey, you're gonna hold off for a while. You're like the backup title contender. So I mean, but yeah, basically both these guys have already lost to Adesanya. So I think Whitaker probably still has the best chance, even though he's 0-2 against him. Vettori thought he won the fight, and it was the craziest thing I ever saw. He had his fingers crossed. Like when they were doing the announcement, I was like, oh my God, he thought he won. Like it was just crazy.
Yeah, I need Vettori to get the chip. Shout out my fellow Italians, bro. Come on, man. Win this title from him.
He's a great fighter. Just Adesanya is on another level, but I mean,
celebrate with the little gabagool.
Mm.
A little wine.
Oh yeah.
I don't like wine though, so.
Yeah, I'm not a wine guy either.
I don't. Then again, I can't tell you the last time I actually drank wine. Actually, I lied. I drank wine at my brother's bachelor party because there was a liquor store in the hotel that we were at, but they weren't allowed to sell like hard liquor after I think it was 9. But they could sell beer and wine, so they bought like 2 bottles of wine. But it was like the really fruity, like not real wine stuff. It was enjoyable. It was enjoyable.
The first time I tried wine was the last time I tried wine, so wasn't a fan of it. Never gave it another shot.
Listen, I don't really blame you.
It just tastes like it's gone bad to me. I don't know.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. Like I said, it's definitely not something I'm really looking forward to ever. I would never be like, I could really use a glass of wine right now.
Right.
Like, there's people out there. Oh, glass of wine after work, fantastic. No, Josh, you know what I would take after work?
Huh?
Glass of milk.
Yeah, there you go. Let
me tell you something. Nothing like those late night milk runs that just.
I don't know. Like You're gonna be lactose intolerant. Like
I will, Josh. I promise you that'll be the end of my life. I promise you.
nah.
Or like, wasn't it a thing during COVID that like some people that if you would eat meat, it would taste terrible?
This is also a thing. I don't. There's just so many wines out there. I don't even know. Like
Yeah, the reds, the whites.
people do it for a living to tell you what's good. Like I can't. I don't know what I like. I just don't like wine. What were you saying?
I don't know, what was I saying? I forgot now.
Something about lactose intolerant.
Oh well, that I'm out of here. I'm out of the earth. And then second is wasn't there a thing during COVID or like there's also some like plant or something that if you accidentally like I don't know that like makes meat taste bad and chicken and thing like that. Listen, if that ever happens, I'm out of here.
Yeah, there's got to be a line you got to draw where it's like, is it worth it?
No,
Like, I can't taste anything
no,
and I can't drink milk.
no, not no. But it wasn't even the you can't taste because of COVID. It literally made like meat taste bad. It was
That's
tasting
even
like
worse. That's even worse.
like there was some thing that like made everything taste like dishwater is what people describe it as.
Ugh.
Like everything you ate. And let me tell you something, that happens to me. Your boy's gone. Out of here. Call me Wheezy. So yeah, but I don't know, hope that doesn't happen because well, we got a wonderful show to keep producing. Anyway, let's move on. That's the UFC fight night. Very excited for it. Um Very excited for the last two fights, I should say, because this is another situation where Monique can yell at me. At least I don't know about you, Josh. I don't know anybody else on here.
Well, I mean, like I know a name and it's Joaquin Buckley, but he's like the second prelim fight, so I feel like why do I know him and no one else on the main card?
He's the underdog too to the number 12 Russian guy that I can't pronounce his name.
See, that's what it is. It's tough to tell.
Yeah, like that's the thing, bro. I feel like I'm always trying to catch up with the UFC.
Yeah, that it's because you'll like
There's so
watch
many people.
you'll watch the fight night. Well, it's because the gap between each fighter's fight, like they
Well,
don't fight for months.
Here's the thing. I feel like I've been watching the UFC pretty consistently for like a year now. And there are still people that pop up and I'm like, bro, there's no way that you've ever fought anywhere before in your life.
Yeah, and they're like ranked like sixth.
And then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, their 18th UFC fight, former number 3 contender of the world. I'm like, bro,
How?
you're being serious right now. Like he's actually fought before. You're not just saying that to me.
Yeah.
Very interesting development. Well, let's move on to some. Josh, we got some tragic news. Me and you, mostly you, because you pay attention to basketball much more than me. I'm a Thunder fan by association. Chet Holmgren out for the year with a Liz Frank injury. That's in the foot, people. That's in the foot. Yeah, see, big doctor guy. That's me. Liz Frank injury. He's out for the year. It happened in that. What was that? The crossover.
Yep, in Seattle.
Where the gym was all slippery. This man Jamal Crawford couldn't pay for some AC or a dehumidifier or something, and I guess that's the play he got bulldozed by LeBron.
Yep.
And just listen, I saw you tweet, and I'll repeat it as well. That injury is not because Chet is a skinny man.
Apparently, it's because even though Liz Frank injury is because your foot can't handle the weight, everybody on Twitter believes they're a doctor, so they say his frame couldn't withstand the impact. Like he's never played. Like this is his first time playing basketball or something. First time, going up to
say it's his first time playing somebody like LeBron James.
Yeah.
So he's out for the season, devastating. But hey, Josh, on the bright side, maybe another terrible year. First overall pick.
That's the only. Well, there's two bright sides, kind of. When you look at the players that have missed their rookie year and came back, Joel Embiid is up there. Blake Griffin had a very nice prime.
He did.
Ben Simmons when he decides to play. I'm not going to name the other guys because they were not good. but that's good company to be in as a big
exactly.
And also, the last 4 times a top 5 pick has missed their rookie year, the team has actually hit their over in wins. So I don't know if that's a good thing, because I really want the whole full circle moment to be Chet Holmgren and Victor Wembanyama are on the same team. That's all I want to happen. That number 1 overall pick.
Man, Josh, you know what? Actually, no. Screw this. We have to have a serious conversation here. This man, Josh, really tried to blame the whole injury
I didn't try to blame
on me.
I didn't say that. I said it makes you wonder, like, if maybe the universe was like, oh, Connie wants to actually root for Chet instead of shitting on him. Well, boom, karma for all the shit you talked about him. Out for me. I'm not saying that's true.
And you know what? The thing that you just said, though, I can flip it all around. Because this guy, Josh, right here,
that could not possibly be my fault.
Oh, yeah, it is your fault. And you want to know why? Who was the one on the show a couple weeks ago talking about, man, I really want Victor. Those slim towers would be crazy. And how would they have gotten him without getting the top pick? So
we were going to get the top pick anyway.
Put the energy out into the universe that you wanted Chet Holmgren to get injured to get the slim towers on the team. This is Josh. Tied. This is Josh Michael Linares' fault.
Michael, yep, that is totally my middle name. No, that's just a reach, because we are a bad.
What's your middle name?
Yeah, 2 of them, and you only throw out one that's not close to correct. I'm not saying it. You should remember. I said it.
I know.
I said it.
I know you've said it before, but come on. You think what's mine?
You've never said it.
That's a lie.
It's not. No, it's not.
That's on this guy's a lot. First, he's hoping people get injured.
No, now you're just saying shit.
Listen, you put it out into the universe. No, if you put it out into the universe, you want it to happen. It's that simple.
The universe put it out there and was like, hey, I wonder who this changes their thought about it, because it wasn't until the day after the injury that you said live, big Chet guy now, big Chet guy. And what happened? No less than 24 hours after that. I'm just looking at the facts.
I'm just looking at the fact that for a couple weeks now, Josh has been coming on this program and saying, listen.
I've been saying this since the draft. I'm going to say next draft.
Even what? You hear this, people? Do you hear what's going on right now?
No.
Look at this guy.
I wasn't saying I want Victor and not Chet. I was saying I want both. So this has nothing.
And the only way to get both was to have a bad pick.
We were going to suck anyway, with Chet or without Chet.
Hey, how do you know? You want to check Chet win rookie of the year?
We still got like 15 first-round picks. We can't be good yet. It doesn't work that way.
What if Chet would have carried the team 20 and what if he averaged?
We will never know because you made a statement. Blocks. We will never know because you made a statement live on air.
The absolute blasphemy.
Yours is a what if. Mine's like maybe he did. Like it happened.
Mine, if anything, is like, damn, that's a coincidence.
No, yours is a what
Yours
if.
is like this dude has been preying on my down. No, you know what? Perfect example of what Josh is. Mine, bad timing. Josh, he's the dude in that picture that was like showed up to my biggest hater's funeral just to make sure he's dead.
No,
that's Josh.
That is again a huge reach. This
man is like, we want Victor on the team.
I am a Chet fan. I did not show up for his funeral. I was devastated when I saw the news. I bet you were like, and then just went and had a glass of milk. That's what you did. You celebrated actually with a glass of milk.
You know what? I actually was the one to send it into the group chat. I don't think milk. Listen, milk might have been acquired either way. They could have just announced this man as the MVP, and milk would have been acquired. I mean, I'm gonna have milk at funerals. So
I don't trust it. I'm just saying. I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm just looking at the facts.
Oh, I'm accusing you. There's no need to look at facts when the evidence. Listen, when the evidence is right in front of you, there's no need to look at facts.
No, because you don't even have exact dates exact statements. You said, yeah, big Chet guy.
I do have an exact statement. You said you want the Slim Towers on the team. You said that.
That is not the whole statement. You're paraphrasing now. That is not the whole statement.
What's the whole statement then?
I'm not going to tell it to you.
Exactly.
This is your argument.
Well, even the full statement
right now when we're lawyers going against each other
does not. No. The full statement does not free you of wishing injury on Chet Holmgren. In fact, Josh, I'm disgusted to be on this program with you. That's how I feel. That you would do that to our star player.
I'm just telling you, the truth will set you free. So if
I'm
you just
I'm
come to terms with the fact that it was you, then it'll be, maybe we will get Victor. But until the day you man up and accept and take
man up, now he's calling me a bitch.
Victor is going to wind up in Houston or San Antonio. You're going to give Greg Popovich another Tim Duncan because of your actions.
This guy is. I don't even think I can. I might have to end the show. I don't think I can. Listen. Not imagine. See, we're not going anywhere. Calm down. I don't know. It's hard to move on from that, but we will.
You brought it up, not me.
Guy wishing injury on people. Listen, speaking of, being gone and not being there, it's potentially possible that maybe Russell Westbrook won't be on the Lakers. And the reason for that would be the trade of the century, people. Patrick Beverley, who won a championship last year after beating, I don't remember the team.
Clippers, I believe.
After beating the Clippers.
Maybe.
In the play-in game. Man, I've never seen a celebration like that. Man's literally crying to win a play-in game. He's now on the Lakers. That was a THT and who?
Stanley Johnson.
It means nothing to me. Although I have seen on Twitter multiple times that a lot of people are pointing out, and I'm sure you've seen this too, Josh, that Mr. Good Old THT, Taylor Horton Tucker, was made unavailable for a Kyle Lowry trade.
Yeah.
But Pat Bev, take him.
Yeah, it's a very weird trade because, like you said, going back to that time when they were shopping for like another player to get, like Kyle Lowry, they were like, no, Taylor Horton Tucker is the future of this franchise, basically, because they were so old. He was just so much younger than everybody. So they were like, we can't trade the youngest guy. Our average age is going to be 33 years old. So we can't do that. I never saw THT as anything good. I mean, watching him play, he's average out there. And I feel like his trade value for them was just trying to make it something it wasn't. But this is just a bad trade by the Lakers because I get you're getting Patrick Beverley, good perimeter defender. He brings a lot of hustle or whatever, but Stanley Johnson was one of the most productive people for them when he joined the team last year. Taylor Horton Tucker is the future, and you're giving both of that up to right now pair Patrick Beverley with Russell Westbrook, who they hate each other, and rightfully so.
Josh, who scores on this team?
On the Lakers?
Yeah.
LeBron is going to win his fifth MVP because he has to average 40 points a game.
Exactly. If LeBron doesn't average, I'm being dead serious right now. 32?
Literally.
And AD has to play the full year, which, in case you've missed it, his nickname is Anthony Data Davis. So that clearly probably won't happen. And even then, Davis is probably going to have to average about, what would you say, 26?
Yeah, 26. He's going to have to play center because, I mean, if you have Thomas Bryant or Damian Jones out there, that's even less scoring. Like, AD and LeBron have to be the bigs.
This is terrible.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Listen, Buddy Hield can be a Laker. That's cool.
We'll see.
Buddy Hield, LeBron, and AD? That's your
Miles Turner would be in that deal. Like, if their lineup, because this is the only thing that makes sense to me, the reason they did the Pat Bev trade is they already had something in place for Russ. But it's been, 3 days, 4 days since the Pat Bev trade.
So
So you'd think if they had that rush trade in place, it'd be done already.
Oh yeah,
And
it would
you
have been
figure
executed.
Beaver, because I think a lineup of Patrick Beverly, Buddy Hield, LeBron, AD, Miles Turner, I like that a lot. Buddy Hield, since 2016-17, has the most threes in the league, like more than Steph and Harden. That is mainly due to their injuries, but still, Buddy Hield has to make shots to be number one there. And Miles Turner, elite defender. I mean, he should be in Defense Player of the Year conversations, but he's been locked in Indiana. So he can also shoot from three. So that gives them the stretching they need, and it's much better than where they are now. It also gets rid of the Russell Westbrook problem and that contract. So, I mean, that's ideally what they want, but I don't know. If they don't make that happen, that trade is crazy.
Plink was helping the Niners restructure Jimmy G's contract real quick. Yeah, listen, we're gonna get into that too because I have a lot of thoughts on the Jimmy G situation. Um, I don't know this. I saw this and I was like, we're being serious right now. Like this is the most typical led GM thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, just like why? Like just a question
Just a
mark.
why, and it's an old player. Has LeBron literally ever traded for a young player? I mean, AD, I guess.
AD's probably the youngest because when he went to Miami, they picked up Shane Battier and Rashard Lewis were 30s. Cleveland, they went and got Dwayne Wade, went and got Kevin Love,
Derrick Rose,
Jeff Green, George Hill, JR came back. Lakers in the bubble, they picked up JR and Deion Waiters. Yeah, I mean they.
Didn't you trade away?
Yeah, was Larry Nance already in Cleveland? Or was that a trade?
I thought he was.
I think that was the Lakers trade where they sent IT to LA, and Rodney Hood was young, I guess.
Yeah. GM, you know how that goes. You know how that goes. Yeah, I mean, I would say I'm excited to see this team play, but I'm not. I think it's going to be very ugly to watch. If they genuinely go into the season with this team, they're not making the playoffs. I'm calling it right now.
I mean, the West is stacked now. It's always been a deep, you've always had the Warriors all the way up there, the Clippers when they got Kawhi. And I mean, now the Timberwolves are very good. Luka's still there. Jokic is back-to-back MVP. The Suns
and Jamal Murray should be back.
Yeah, the Suns aren't going anywhere. They might not win anything, but they're top seed still.
Pelicans got Zion coming
back.
Pelicans
are going to be a sleeper team this year. They're very good. And then, a young team could just come out of nowhere and play well. The Grizzlies still, too, with John.
Forgot about them.
I mean, so many good teams.
Utah, see if Dame can backpack Portland.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Portland didn't make any crazy moves you think they would with Dame, but they got Jeremy Grant. They drafted a young guy who knows what he can be. Picked up Gary Payton. So I mean, the Lakers are in that category with Portland and Utah. They're in that category.
They're a bubble. They're a play-in team.
Yeah, 10 seed, 10 to 7 seed. It's tough. But listen, man, I'm a LeBron fan, so I'm not counting them out as long as LeBron's on the squad.
Man, the effect this has on his legacy is just
it's not
crazy.
Like he already got 4 of them things.
Led GM, let me tell you.
Got 4 of them things.
Maybe he would have more.
He could have.
You think he's winning another ring? I got a 0% chance, by the way. 0.
After signing the 2-year, if he went back to Cleveland with that roster right now, I could see them with LeBron, Evan Mobley, Garland, Jared Allen. I could see that team making a run. But signing a 2-year extension, having no clue what AD is, having no clue about Russ, no future assets because of AD, a new coach who might be fired after this year, just too many question marks. And signing that extension, I mean, who's not going to sign a 2-year, $97.8 million extension?
Is it 2 years when Bronny can come out?
I think Bronny is.
He was a junior. Am I wrong?
Yeah, so 2 years. Senior year, freshman year, he can then go in the draft.
Because that was the whole thing. Bron wants to play with his kid.
And like I'm saying, I mean, it just if Cleveland takes because somebody's gonna Bronny might not even he might average 7 points his freshman year in college off the
Remember
bench.
we had this conversation?
Yeah, and someone's gonna trade up for him because that's trading up for LeBron James.
That's what I was saying. But I want to know what a team does if LeBron's not LeBron anymore. 2 years from now, a lot can happen in 2 years. We know this.
But imagine imagine if LeBron decided hey, I'll be a role player. I won't be LeBron. Imagine if that he could literally play for another decade if he just decided to be a role player. His body's not really slowing down. The injuries he's had are pretty minor. And if he's a role player, he's not playing 38 minutes a game with the ball in his hand constantly, a lot of contact. If he went to Cleveland, hey Darius, hey Evan Mobley, this is your squad. I'm just here to watch you guys.
6-man.
Yeah, I'm just here to I'm here to be the GM, literally.
Bro, can you imagine a 6-man LeBron?
I mean, shit, he'll add 6-man of the year to his resume too. Mike ain't got one of those.
Who?
MJ.
You said Mike?
MJ. That'd be funny.
He was too busy going 6 for 6.
But that'd be funny. They always bring up well, Mike's got a slam dunk contest. Well, LeBron's got 6-man of the year at age 46.
Did you see? Did you see the meme somebody posted? It was I don't understand how people say Michael Jordan's better than LeBron. Look at their stats over the past 15 seasons.
Yeah, I love that.
And obviously, Michael had zeros on everything. But I don't know. I found that pretty entertaining. But all right, let's move on from there. Josh, we don't technically have a break in here, but
yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've watched House of Dragons and She-Hulk. I don't know if there's too much to talk about that.
Have you watched it?
She-Hulk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I believe last week you hadn't watched it. Or am I wrong?
No, I watched it. Yeah, I watched it.
Is that Josh? No,
I did watch it.
You did? I don't know. Listen, I don't remember things very well.
We talked about it though.
Yeah, but I thought I talked about it.
No, we talked about it.
I don't know. I feel like you didn't watch it.
No, we did. We did.
I know it was talked about, but I thought I watched about it. Well, whatever. I'm a little disappointed in these episode lengths.
Yeah.
I think it was technically 27 minutes.
Yeah.
And a Marvel TV show, the last 7 minutes is credits.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand. How many people you got working that you need 7 minutes of credits?
We're not trying to watch a sitcom. This is a show we want to get invested in. So I'm also pretty confused by that. But yeah, I agree. I love it so far. I love that it's a comedy. I love seeing the cameos. I also I don't know, just the fourth wall breaks and stuff.
I love a good fourth wall break.
Like a breath of fresh air from the multiverse, kind of. We don't gotta worry about who's from where, whatever.
Yeah.
We could just watch a new character.
You see that Meg Thee Stallion's going to be in it?
Yeah, I did, and I'm very interested to see that.
I'm sure you are, Josh.
And you're not?
Yeah,
okay.
Listen, I think she's a little overrated in my eyes. Just saying.
Did you hear what The Rock said about her?
I did not. What did he say?
He was doing media for Super Pets, and they were asking him and Kevin Hart if you had to be a pet for one celebrity, who would it be? And he didn't even hesitate. Why? It was Meg Thee Stallion. He just said it so fast. Yeah, that's what
she's still dating. You know if she's still dating Partisan Fontaine?
Shit, man, I don't know. Didn't they have a little bit of a issue recently or something?
Fun fact: Partisan Fontaine grew up 15 minutes from me.
Oh, allegedly.
No, not allegedly. He was from Newburgh.
Oh, that's pretty dope. Shout out to him, man.
Newburgh has a I don't know, I guess you can call it a street party every once a year during the summer. I think it was last year that he came and performed at it. So
See, I feel like most of the most of like the movies and shows that we've seen lately have been like the cosmic people. Like
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor, Multiverse of Madness and all that. And then the Spider-Man movie was a whole multiverse thing. But it's nice to see just normal crime in the streets. Like it's literally an attorney that we're watching. So I love it.
Yeah, but it all leads back to Kong. Or Kang. Not Kong.
Yeah, I mean,
Apparently, though, speaking of Kong, him and good old Godzilla are teaming up.
I like that. I'm interested to see that.
I never saw Godzilla versus Kong.
Really?
I've never seen the full movie, but I've ruined it for myself because I've watched every.
You seen any of the ones prior to it?
No, didn't see Kong Skull Island.
King of Monsters.
I think I saw the first Godzilla movie though. I'm pretty sure I did.
Okay, that was like the one with like the giant moth, I think.
I'm pretty sure. But like I've also watched literally every YouTube available clip from Kong versus Godzilla. So like I guess
that's the only point of watching it is for the action, man.
Yeah, I mean that's all I'm really there for. I don't really need too much of a story about a giant gorilla and a giant lizard nuclear power plant.
It is kind of cool though, like in the movie, like after their first fight, like Godzilla took round one. Like they were actually doing it like they were like fighting in a cage, like a UFC fight. They were like, Kong won round two. Only one round left. Like kind of got you.
And then they had to team up in the end. What a time. Anyway, let's go back to the sports stuff. And Josh, what do you want to start with?
Watch House of Dragons at all?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, the second episode was fire, dude.
I've heard great things.
2 for 2 so far. Kind of crazy. I also felt weird because, like, the main character, Rhaenyra, she's playing a 15-year-old.
Oh,
she's 22, so we're the same age in real life. But, like, when I first saw her, I didn't realize she was 15. I was like, oh, she's bad. And then the second episode, they keep bringing up her age. I was like, nah, she cannot be 15. So I had to look it up. I was like, okay, she's 22. Scared me for a minute. I was like,
Josh, you got to watch out for this guy.
I mean, she didn't look 15, but then they were like, she's 15. I was like, no, she's not. She's not. Don't stretch it out. I'm not the only one that did this because
this guy is crazy.
So it's the guy that got a number 2 pick out for the season.
I was just about to say, you're wishing injury on people in the first, and now 15 or not. I mean,
she might be older than me, so maybe
Josh, this isn't a good show for you.
No, maybe she's older than me.
This is a bad look for you, Josh.
It is not. You are making it that way, which makes you a bad co-host.
I simply I couldn't disagree more. I think I'm pointing out things that need to be held accountable.
Why would I need to be held accountable for thinking a person the same age as me is bad?
You like the king, bro?
Nah, he's bitch made, bro. Like he's.
You know what was funny? I was watching Pat, and he said the same thing today. He's like, I don't know how I'm going to respect the king. Well, I think I could go up there and bitch slap him.
But it's kind of like we haven't really. I mean, he's bitch made, but he's gone through hell and back in just the first 2 episodes. So I mean, we haven't really seen him like have to take action, but so far I could not just because of the kings and queens from Game of Thrones. Like you're looking for that level of like I run shit. It doesn't feel like he runs shit. It does not.
They need me. Just put me in, coach.
Yeah. I mean, there are a couple people that could be king soon, so it's a lot of craziness.
No, see, that's just a crazy.
No, because literally, like, you're never gonna watch it. He gets proposed to because his wife dies, and so he needs to find a new wife. And the first one that gets presented to him is 12 years old.
Oh,
he's like that's way too young. And then at the very end of the episode, he marries a 15-year-old. So you're calling me out. This guy's a king. This guy's a king, and he's out here doing this shit.
I mean,
and the 15-year-old is his daughter's best friend, which is crazy. Crazy. You got to watch this shit, Connie. You watched Euphoria. This is the same shit, but dragons and fighting and shit.
Yeah, I can't believe the girl from Euphoria is not coming back too. I'm sick. I don't remember her name.
Everybody's getting canceled over there, bro.
What?
Everybody from Euphoria is.
I know. Listen, I'm gonna be real with you right now. I'm gonna be real with you. Sydney Sweeney could spit on a child.
I agree.
She's not canceled for me.
I agree.
I
And
mean,
Zendaya is the same way. She can't be canceled really either. Like,
Sydney Sweeney not canceled for me.
Nah.
In there like
Never
swimwear.
even
Anyway,
never seen her in anything, but I agree.
she's got some great scenes. Great actress.
Some tickle.
What'd you say?
You heard me.
So, I don't know. I think you lagged.
Not on my end. That must have just been you. You can go back and watch it. You know,
Not on your end.
you can go back and watch it.
Listen, let's transition before we have to.
That's why I shouldn't do shows when I'm sick. I just say whatever.
I was gonna say before we end up getting canceled. What do you want to start with in the NFL, Josh? You want to go with the awards and the Super Bowl?
No, let's talk about Jimmy. Let's talk about Jimmy.
All right, good. I want to start there too. This is screaming disaster to me.
Yeah.
This is the exact same thing, almost different situation of Carson Wentz and Nick Foles. Almost. Because that was the backup taking over the starter. This is kind of the starter turned backup wanting to take over a new starter. Because, Josh, I mean, hold on. Let me look at – I just want to take a gander here at the 49ers schedule. Okay, so I guess it's not really possible. But I was going to say, can you imagine they started like 0-2? But they play the Bears and the Seahawks the first 2 weeks? So I don't think it is genuinely possible to start 0-2 versus those two teams. Probably, fighting for a top 5 pick, top 3 pick, I would actually say. But, I mean, after that, oh man, their schedule is easy as hell. I was about to try and make like a play on maybe after that it gets tough. But I mean, Bears, Seahawks, Broncos, losable, Rams, losable. Your Panthers, I don't know. This man Baker Mayfield throwing dots.
He was balling a couple times there in preseason.
So, listen, I'll even split that one down the middle with you. Then the Falcons you got to beat. Chiefs, that's obviously very difficult.
This was what I think it was. I don't know if you were on the hard count, but CJ and Matt were definitely there. I don't remember if you were there. But I was commenting, I was like when they said Trey Lance starter, like this is his team. Like I said, they need to hold on to Jimmy as long as possible because the team is too good outside of quarterback to have a bad season. Like that's just too. I mean, they were a couple plays away from a Super Bowl last year, and nothing really changed. Like all they did was make Debo happy. That's all that really happened, and they're getting healthier. So I think, I don't know. I didn't expect it to be like kind of worked like this in terms of like, hey, we're going to give you a 1-year deal, like restructured towards like, hey, we kind of need you this year because maybe Trey Lance isn't him. Like that's kind of what it told me a little bit because they were all in on Trey. They were like, hey, we want whoever wants Jimmy, come get him. But now they're like, actually, we kind of want Jimmy around, which, I mean, it could be for the reason I said. You can't risk a quarterback injury with that good of a roster. You need a good backup. But it also is most likely they are not 100% believing in Trey Lance.
I just feel like it's such a bad idea because the minute he struggles, like you literally cannot go on a 2-game losing streak.
No.
Because the minute that happens, it's Jimmy. He
has to play like a 3rd overall pick that they traded multiple firsts for. He has to be all of that.
And the problem is, if this is last year when they had drafted him, then he gets away with losing games.
Right.
But the fact that he's been in the league for a year, he's not going to get away with that now. So if he struggles, it's going to be like, we traded picks for you? Like, why aren't you literally the best quarterback I've ever seen play in 49er history?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just feel like it's never a good idea to have somebody who can inevitably take your job breathing down your neck in sports.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's a good idea. You have enough pressure as a quarterback getting ready every week, trying to dissect a defense, trying to, make the correct play call and remembering the cadence of the play and this and not throwing interceptions and making sure you actually hand the ball if you don't fumble. I'm looking at you, Mr. David Blau.
Oh, don't come on, man.
Fumbled away that preseason. By the way, Hard Knocks didn't even mention it. It just gets better and better.
So good. He came back. But did you see? The guy? I think it's Kennedy's his last name. The receiver that.
Yeah, Pip.
He got cut, bro.
I know.
Got cut today. It's tough.
Okay. But good news. Rappaport said he should get calls from multiple teams.
Yeah, I like that. Just really wanted to see him and MCDC, Hall of Fame careers together.
What's the offensive coordinator's name again?
Who is the offensive coordinator?
He's the offensive coordinator / like assistant head coach.
Is he the one that was always getting in arguments with?
He was the one that lost his voice in the episode.
Okay.
Deuce Staley?
Deuce Staley, yeah, Deuce Staley. That was funny as fuck when he lost.
Oh, that's what I was about to like. That was one of the funniest things ever. We're not gonna put up with this, man.
Yeah.
This is bullshit.
And it was getting high pitched a little bit.
What do we do? I was like, I'm so glad that that's not me.
Yeah.
Because I would have been sitting there, I trying my absolute hardest not to absolutely cry tears after.
I was pretty disappointed we didn't see Pat at all, though. I was like, man, he's there while you're.
I was looking for him. I was expecting the minute that they talked about doing dual practices, whatever. I can't think of the word.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Joint practice. There we go. The minute they said joint practice, I literally, this is literally in my head what the sentence was. Hold on, let me get my narrator voice on. The Lions start joint practice today with the Indianapolis Colts. This is going to be good for the team. And some guests have even arrived to come watch them play. And I thought they were going to show Pat. Yeah. I thought that's exactly how it was going to go.
Missed opportunity for sure.
No, the biggest missed opportunity and the thing that we've gotten robbed of is the fact that they ended practice 15 minutes early, which caused Mr. Motor City Dan Campbell not to be able to come on the Pat McAfee show.
And not enough MCDC. Even through these
I don't think there's ever going to be enough, though.
He needs to be involved in every conversation that happens the entire episode. I cannot, because I want to count how many times he does say man, in a day.
Come on, man.
This is what it's doing, man.
Got to get all this little dust at the end, man.
Yeah.
This is what we got to get rid of, man.
The best, dude. The best. That comedy guy, I can't remember his name.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah, he was funny. I like that.
He was like, those weren't up downs.
Yeah, that was funny.
But yeah, back to Jimmy real quick, and then we can go on to the top 100 list. The last part of it was revealed. Like we both kind of said, I just don't think it's a good idea in general. It's like I said, it's difficult to be a quarterback as it is, and now what if that first game, say they win the game, whatever, and yeah, wins is what you're looking for, I guess, no matter how you play, sort of. But what if week one it's a 17-10 game, and Trey Lance is 15 for 34 with 2 interceptions and no touchdowns? It's going to be real ugly. Because immediately you're going to have, I don't know, we got to a Super Bowl, an NFC Championship game with Jimmy. Why are we not just playing Jimmy? And if he comes out the next weekend is 20 for – even if he was 20 for 34, a touchdown and interception, that's not good enough. We should be destroying these teams. We only beat the Bears by 7. We only beat the Seahawks, by maybe 7 points. Why isn't Jimmy just playing? You have that literally from the jump of the season. Mm-hmm. And every single time he fumbles, he makes a mistake, he reads the coverage wrong, throws an interception, takes a sack that he shouldn't take, doesn't manage the clock exactly how you're supposed to. you gotta. That's when you start looking over your shoulder. You have the little like, oh god, like was that the last straw?
Yeah.
Oh no, you're still good. Okay. Oh, I throw an interception. Oh, was that the last straw? Like, it, I mean, I guess good on the 49ers because I've always said this: if you're not going to get the trade package you want, don't trade somebody just for like a certain reason. But also, I sound like a hypocrite because in the same breath, I do criticize it. Like, you gotta find a way. I don't know what they were asking for. If it was more than like a third round pick, I think they're out of their minds. Jimmy is. Let's be real here. But I mean, I just don't. I don't love the whole situation. I'm intrigued to see how it turns out because like we say all the time, the NFL just created another storyline. Like they didn't do it on purpose, but there's another storyline now going into the NFL season of like, oh god, if Trey Lance struggles, I can literally hear the ESPN report right now. Trey
Yeah.
Lance is struggling. How long do you think until Jimmy G is the starter again?
It's similar to what Tua's kind of been dealing with since he's gotten the league. They brought in Fitzpatrick to, compete, and now Teddy's there. It's kind of like they're like, yeah, you're our starter. We drafted you high, but who knows? And like you're saying, like
Teddy's on
that
the
being in the
Dolphins.
back, huh?
Teddy's on the Dolphins.
Yeah, Teddy's on the Dolphins right now.
I did not know that at
But it's
all.
like in the back of their head the entire time, like yeah, I'm the starter, but they're getting so much insurance for if I fail, like it's impossible to really develop Trey the way you want to. When the second he got drafted, it was assumed Jimmy was gone. Like we've been saying, when is Jimmy getting traded since that draft? Since the second they traded up for him. So it's definitely an issue for him. And I mean, I guess for the 49ers, they're thinking more short term instead of really focusing on Trey's development, which is what they should be doing. I mean, they locked up Trent Williams for years. You got his left tackle. Ayuk's still on his rookie deal. George Kittle's locked up or is going to get locked up. And then Debo just got his bag. And that defense is always going to have players because they're very good at that. But, I mean, they're thinking about a win now situation when really if Trey Lance is what you traded up for, you should be focusing everything on developing him to become that amazing quarterback, that Patrick Mahomes level guy. You traded up for him, third pick. So, I mean, it's a bit confusing what their direction is over there.
Yeah, like I said, they unintentionally created another storyline, and I'm here for it. I'll tell you that. We'll move on. The NFL top 100 list.
Actually, real quick, since Jimmy G is, why haven't you accepted my trade yet? No way, Jimmy. No way, Jimmy.
I know you sent it. I remember I looked at it, but I don't remember what exactly it was. Hold on, let's do this. I'm gonna look at it live. Let's go to team. Let's go to trade. Let's go to the trade block. Ryan Tannehill and Marcus Mariota for a first and a third.
Let me make my case. Why this?
I know what your case is. I don't have any starting quarterbacks.
No.
Actually going to play.
You're a win now team. Look at the rest of your roster. What's the one thing wrong with it?
I mean, yeah, John.
You got Joe Flacco, and your super flex isn't even a quarterback.
It will be on week 11. It will be.
Joe Flacco is all you got for 11 weeks. Technically, actually, because the Browns have a bye week, so it's 12 weeks. You won't have Deshaun until week 13. With your current quarterback situation, you're locked out.
Josh, is it troubling? Is it a troubling situation that I'm in? Yes.
Yeah.
But I just don't think I can, in my heart,
try to win a championship?
A first and a third for two players
for solving your quarterback issue.
Josh, I'm going to have to solve the quarterback issue next season, and I won't be able to because I won't have a first round pick.
Tannehill was the 11th ranked quarterback last year.
Josh, he's not. Have you seen Malik Willis in the preseason?
Trust me, I wanted Malik in Carolina, but he's not going to stop playing. Another team's going to pick him up. He's going to have opportunities to play.
Listen, we're talking about Jimmy G.
And you get Mariota all this year.
Oh, how do I know Desmond Ridder? How do I know?
He's not. Mariota's been. That's all the reports out of camp is that Mariota's been a beast.
Yeah, well, that's until he actually has to play real NFL players.
Just saying, this deal helps you win now and not worry about. Watson can be out for forever. You have at least 3 quarterbacks that can play. You can use that super flex for the whole point of the super flex, and
But then I can't solve my quarterback situation next season when there's actual good rookie quarterbacks.
Listen, I'm trading up for both of the young rookie quarterbacks that are worth anything this offseason, so you don't even got to worry about it.
How are you going to do that?
I will sell everything for Bryce Young and CJ Stroud.
Listen, maybe make it like a...
No.
Listen, if you made it like a...
No.
A third, a fourth.
No, you're smoking crack.
And then
I'm just gifting you quarterbacks.
Are you done?
You need to give me an asset that's worth anything.
Yeah, I'll give.
With this trade, you're gonna be a good team. So that first could be the last pick in the first round.
Here, you can take.
No.
Listen, I don't really
the first
need.
And the third.
Here. What do you need on your team? You need a running back, maybe.
I need a lot of things, but I
listen.
I already tried getting your running back.
Melvin Gordon.
You wanted Breece Hall, which you're smoking crack.
Melvin Gordon.
No.
Melvin Gordon and
this is still including Tannehill and Mariota for you, right?
Listen, I can give Melvin Gordon, Tyler Boyd.
No.
And
if you don't want to do the first and the third, then I guess Joe Flacco and no other quarterback for 13 weeks for you, man.
Well, technically, Flacco's only going to be there the first 2 weeks.
Right, so you will not have a single quarterback. That will be a vacant. Good, that will be a vacant position, Connie. You can't put a flex in for your quarterback.
Well, listen. Maybe I'm just going all in for the 2023 season.
But that wouldn't make sense. Because Jimmy G and Joe Flacco are getting a starting job next year?
No, because I'll have Deshaun. Listen, next year I have Deshaun Watson a full year, and maybe I tank this year, get Bryce Young, and have Deshaun Watson, Bryce Young for the next year.
It's not going to happen.
How do you know?
I just know it's not going to happen.
Josh, because if I had the first overall pick, you literally will have to trade your entire team. I will make sure.
I'm not actually.
It'll be my only mission in life.
Listen, I'm going to be so bad I probably have the first overall pick. So I won't even have to trade up for one of them. I'm just going to sabotage you then. Then I will trade every asset I have for everyone else's picks and take every quarterback. Just so you have to give me everything you have.
I will literally. I don't care. Listen, I still live at home. Money not the most important thing to me. I pay to be in this league.
Each other. Fine, I'm game for it. Great content. But I'm just saying this deal helps both of us.
What's great content?
You tried to sabotage me and me going and sabotage.
Oh, it is great. I'm being dead serious.
But I'm just saying.
Because let me tell you something. I will make it my life's mission to get that first overall pick to make sure that you cannot.
In this show's entire history, we could help each other out. For what?
You're not helping me by taking a.
You will not have a quarterback to play before halfway through the season.
And you know what? I'll deal with it. What makes you think hey, maybe Trey Lance is bad and Jimmy G comes in riding on a white horse with his beautiful chiseled chin.
And Jimmy G is just so much better than Ryan Tannehill.
But I don't have to trade. I don't have to give away a first-round pick.
You don't get another quarterback either. What about their bye weeks?
Listen, I'll give you a second, third, and fourth.
No, that makes no sense for me. That makes zero sense for me.
Why?
Because my team is bad. So I don't need seconds and thirds and fourths. I need a first.
Josh, see, this is where you're wrong again. Now you got 2 seconds, 2 thirds, 2 fourths. You take both of the seconds. You trade them for a pick in the first round. You take both thirds. You trade them for a pick in the second round.
No. That's a crazy hypothetical right there.
How is that crazy?
That's crazy to assume that someone's going to be like, yeah, you know what? I'll take – and why would I give up all my other picks? Then that's just going to leave us both needing quarterbacks. And then we're just battling for it. Instead, you have a shot to win it all this year, and I get my first.
I don't know if I have a chance to win it all. I mean, you might be.
I mean, Christian's the clear favorite. Easily.
I haven't even looked at the team.
His team is nasty, and I think he just picked up Travis Kelce, too.
How was that possible?
Because someone threw it up on the trade block. But his team's nasty. I don't know. I think your team is very good, man.
Let's see.
You have Jonathan Taylor and Nick Chubb.
And Jamar Chase and Terry McLaurin.
So you don't think getting
and
quarterbacks
Chris Godwin.
You don't think getting quarterbacks that will play is a smart investment to give you a shot this year?
Josh, but like I've said, next year I could have a prime rookie quarterback.
No, you will not.
Why?
You will not. There are too many other bad teams. Bryce Young and CJ Stroud are number 1 and 2 off the draft board, no question. So you have to be right down there with me, and your roster is not there.
Let me tell you something. I will literally bench every player.
You're a terrible person. You just hate me. You just hate me. This is a good trade for both of us.
Sure.
And you are now trying to not only are you not going to accept the trade, but then you're just going to ruin my future out of spite for no reason.
I'm ruining both of our futures out of spite.
For no reason. You're just doing this.
Listen, second, third, and the fourth for your two garbage quarterbacks.
Toxic response to a trade. Like, you could have just said no on the show, but now you are.
All right, how about this? Listen, do a second, third, and a fourth, and a second the year after.
The most I will do is a first and a fourth. This year's first, too.
I can't do this year's first. I need that.
No, I need that this year's first.
It could literally just be next year's first. Or the year after, I mean.
No, I need it. I need this year's first.
Listen. Maybe I'll look around the league. Maybe I'll try and trade for a lesser quarterback. Maybe I'll try to get your own. Let's
move on. This is so dumb.
I'll try and get your own guy. I'm going to beat you with your own guy. I'm going to go get Baker Mayfield.
On the day where I'm not feeling well, you are making it even worse.
And I'm terribly exhausted, Josh.
You are terribly just a bad friend. Bad friend.
That's a crazy statement.
It is. It's true.
A lie as well.
No, you are. You made that way worse than it had to be.
I'm disgusted that you would call me a bad friend.
That was bad friend energy right there. That's what that was.
I've never disagreed more.
And it was disrespectful to say a second and a third. Like, that's to save your season, a second and a third. I
said a second, third, and a fourth.
Yeah, because that fourth, we all know that fourth is worth it.
How do you know? Maybe that fourth round pick could turn into something.
How do you know that, Tannehill doesn't have a breakout year?
Because
Mariota doesn't carry that Falcons team. Him and Kyle Pitts, best duo in the league.
I know you're not actually trying to sit here and tell me that you think Marcus Mariota is going to be.
I'm just saying, in week 6, your lineup will look like vacant, very good players, not a single quarterback on there. That's what your team is going to look like. You won't have to set a lineup because it won't matter.
And then guess what? When the playoffs roll around,
Stroud, you will not get either of them.
When the playoffs roll around, though, you know what I'm going to have? Deshaun Watson. Very good, very good, very good, very good, very good.
How do you know that? He might be mentally destroyed with everything that's happened over the past few weeks. He did not look good in that first preseason game. Didn't look good.
It's a risk I'm willing to take.
That's a crazy risk. Connie supports
Whoa.
Oh, whoa. Well,
that's crazy.
I'm just looking at the facts.
See, that's crazy.
You're the one that said you put 3 varies. That means you support
good at football. Yeah. Am I wrong?
How do we know? He hasn't played in 2 years.
Would you disagree that he's good at football?
I don't know. He hasn't played in 2 years.
All right. Based on the last time you saw him play a full regular season.
I can't do that. That's 2 years ago? That's not fair. That's not fair. First and a third. That's all I'll do.
That's how disgusted I am. I had to wash that taste out of my mouth. Awful.
Yeah, because the steak that you were making, I bet it tasted nasty.
You make me sick. I'm looking for a new co-host, guys. I'll remake the logo and everything.
Why? Because my name's first.
Doesn't even deserve to be there after the disrespect
I've gotten. Lost a lot of paper scissors, so it does deserve to be there.
The disrespect I've gotten today, it doesn't even deserve to be there.
Wow. Okay.
Anyway, NFL top. Oh, I already put this on the screen. What the hell? I didn't even know that.
Just
NFL top 100 list. What was it? Was it 21 to the one that got released, or 20 to 20, or 20 to 1?
I don't think we've seen anything from 20 on the show. Right.
So, started off J.C. Jackson, one of the better corners in the league last year. I don't disagree.
Yeah.
Debo, 19. I was a little surprised. I thought they would give him more love for playing the two positions,
Right.
but I don't hate it here. So, whatever. Shaquille Leonard, not Darius Leonard. No longer Darius Leonard. Um, him and Fred Warner, best linebackers in the league. So I'm not going to sit here and argue with you about anything. Justin Jefferson at 17. Well, once again, am I?
I think he should be higher than Tyreek. Like,
All right. See, I don't want to say these things, Josh, because I'm always the guy that it's a hater. That I mean, listen, Christian, try to follow along here with this guy. We know the full list is out. We're
then why are you just
reacting.
throwing out spoilers? Like, we already knew he was number one, but why are you just throwing out spoilers?
Look at this. The guy's trying to sabotage a show on his own network.
I got two people trying to destroy my show, and one of them is part of it. It's just crazy.
This is just unprecedented. Yeah, I would agree that I would put Justin Jefferson over Tyreek, but
just for the year too.
Like I said, I'm always the one that you just don't like Tyreek Hill, man.
Like I think
because I'm not allowed to say anything without being a hater, apparently.
But Tyreek, like he did have a good year, but like following a historic, like the best rookie receiver season ever, like Justin Jefferson looked as good, if not better. Like he was still producing like crazy.
This man's going to be an absolute dog this year.
Yeah.
Absolute dog. Yeah. Micah Parsons at 16.
I like that spot for him.
Do you?
Just because he was a rookie. I mean, not like a historic season, but as a rookie doing what he did, I think he deserves to be top 20.
I just don't know how I feel about him above Shaq over there.
I think that's just because of the rookie effect.
I think it's just because of the cowboy effect, honestly.
Yeah. That's also true.
We kind of just gave you our thoughts on Tyreek. Probably swap him and Justin Jefferson.
Still top 20, though.
Yeah, still top 20. Nobody's disagreeing with that, but, Trent Williams, listen, best tackle in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not even close. This man is an absolute – listen, Trent Williams versus a bulldozer, it's a coin toss.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a coin toss. Yeah. That's how I feel about Trent Williams.
Beast.
Look at my face right now, Josh. You see this? Josh Allen at 13? What are we talking about?
I mean, his numbers were crazy, right? Like was it just that he broke out from, his shitty first couple of years? Or were his numbers like up there?
Oh no. This man went crazy last year. He had the most total touchdowns in the league.
Yeah.
I believe. 13? We gotta get that top 10. What are we doing, players?
Yeah, I mean, he was a beast all year. That is kind of tough to see. Because there are 3 quarterbacks ahead of him?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe it's disrespectful, kind of, because I mean, Derrick Henry's obviously, if we're all healthy, he's top 10, but he didn't play all year.
But he wasn't healthy. That's the thing that annoys me.
Yeah. I don't know.
How you gotta put Josh Allen below a guy who didn't even play the entire year? I'm shocked. But Derrick Henry is at 12. I mean, this man was top 5 in the league in rushing until like week 13.
And when
did he? Week 5. When did he go out? Like week 7?
Yeah, very early.
So I mean, he was on pace to just. You want to talk about shattering records? This man was going to be into another universe if he stayed healthy the entire season. It would have been ridiculous. Myles Garrett just misses the top 10 at number 11. Probably I guess you can't really say the best edge rusher. Maybe best DN, because I guess TJ Watt's technically considered a linebacker.
Yeah, but I always hate how much they try to make those two sound like so different.
And they're really not.
Like really, like it's just
they're both coming off the edge, honestly.
Yeah, like Myles Garrett's just always in a 3-point stance. TJ might be standing and might drop back a couple times a game. But they act like it's two completely different positions.
Yeah, and then listen. Why don't we go into that good old top 10? See if I can. Oh, I can make it even bigger. It was like that, man. Top 10 right there. And we begin with Travis Kelce. Listen, best tight end in the league. So I've been pounding the drum of George Kittle. But Travis Kelce, I mean, Kittle, if he stays healthy a full year, everything he can do, and they give him the targets, I could see him being hell top five. But Travis Kelce is a literal 1,000 yards every single season. Jalen Ramsey's the best corner in the league, number 9. Makes sense. Mahomes at 8. Listen, I'm sorry. I would have flopped him and Josh, but it's okay.
You think if the Chiefs lose that playoff game,
absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's all the reason they weren't super close is because of that one game, which wasn't Josh Allen's fault, so it doesn't make too much sense.
Devontae Adams at 7.
Yeah, I mean that's where
yeah.
This top 7, like swap them anywhere, kind of for me.
Yeah, it is kind of like that because then you got T.J. Watt at 6. Like we said, defensive player of the year last year, Jonathan Taylor. What was he, the offense? No, Cooper Kupp was the offensive player of the year last year.
Yeah, but Jonathan Taylor,
But I mean, Jonathan Taylor was an MVP candidate for a long time.
Yeah.
Then you go to Cooper Kupp, who just casually had one of the greatest seasons a wide receiver has ever had in the history of the sport. Won the Triple Crown. I'm gonna be real with you, Josh. If you put Cooper Kupp one on this list, I wouldn't have been mad.
No, because I mean, how can you argue Triple Crown? Super Bowl MVP, like he came game-winning touchdown too, basically. So,
reigning, defending, back-to-back MVP Aaron Rodgers at 3. Josh, did you see the fact? I was a little surprised that he actually recorded a 3-hour podcast with his doctor.
I cannot find it anywhere though. Like I want to watch it. I don't want to listen to it. I want to watch it.
It's on Spotify, my guy.
Yeah, but don't you have to pay? I don't have premium.
I don't have premium.
You can watch it?
Yes.
I did not know that. I always thought they just came on YouTube or something.
No, sir.
But I want to watch that because I saw the clip about the Percocet.
I got I think I'm about 45 minutes in.
The quality, no good.
I don't know. It could be, but I literally just hate Rodgers. And not even because of recently, and they talk about it too. Like they talk about how he gets hate and things like that of that nature. Rodgers just always annoyed me. He's always just seemed like such a douche.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm a fan, so I can't agree.
So I mean, I'm about 45 minutes in. I didn't watch the whole thing with him and Joe, but Aaron Donald at 2. I mean, probably going to go down as possibly a Mount Rushmore defensive player if he keeps up. I mean, give him another 3 years, and I mean, he almost retired this year, so I hope that we get to see another 3 years. 3-4 years of this production, though. I mean, I think he might already be the best defensive tackle of all time.
Yeah.
You put Mean Joe Green and.
Yeah, but I don't think it's close with Aaron Donald, the consistent dominance. And I mean
talking about a game record.
Lawrence Taylor's probably the GOAT.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very tough to reach that, but if anyone's gotten close or can reach it, Aaron Donald's just different animal.
And then the crown. If you come at the king, you better not miss. Tom Brady, number 1 overall, voted on by the players. 11 years ago, Josh, was the first ever NFL Top 100 list. Brady was number 1. And 11 years later, at the age of, I believe he's 46 now, was voted number 1 overall player in the NFL.
This season, his numbers and his production this season, arguably his, probably second greatest.
When the MVP got robbed, just saying.
Yeah. I mean, it's arguably his second greatest season ever, and he retired right after it, but he's back. So I mean,
his press conference.
Yeah. I mean, he's looking different. So
you looked a little disheveled.
You looked like he went somewhere and was thrown in a box and couldn't eat for a while.
He did look a little skinny.
Yeah, face was looking
extra chiseled.
Yeah.
This man said, "Listen, I'm 45 years old. I got a lot of shit going on."
Which is
I said, "Listen, Brady, I'm 22."
Wasn't there a thing going around that he was the masked singer or something?
Yeah, somebody has said that, and then I guess he came out on Twitter and said he wasn't in it. But I mean, obviously, he can't say that he was in it, even if he was.
Right.
Then there's other things that like, oh, him and Giselle had a vacation planned, and like that she was going to be canceled on that, like he always did because of football. So he had to go do that. I don't know. I don't think we'll ever actually find out unless like all of a sudden we find out that he got divorced.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that 11-day period. Yeah, I was a little busy signing the papers.
That's going to be a storyline for a long time, though. Like, if he has an even better year, it's going to be like, what happened? Or if he has a terrible year, it's going to be like, what happened? Like, that's just going to be the storyline.
I think I can't remember who it was. It might have been Brady, or it was Derek Jeter, because I know it was like one of the people that I always like really liked. That was like, I'm going to stop playing when I suck. Like, what if Brady just doesn't suck again? If Brady comes out and throws like 4,800 yards, 38 touchdowns, 10 interceptions.
I think this year is going to be like a very kind of, I mean, it's not.
They're winning the division.
Yeah, easily. But I'm not trying to say prove it, but it's going to be a year where that offensive line is taking a hit. Like, injuries have killed them.
The three interior people gone.
His safety net, Gronk, not there right now. And, you know, who knows with Godwin? Who knows if he comes back? I don't think he'll be any worse than he was before, but we've seen injuries do that to receivers. So I think this year he's got a lot on his plate compared to the first couple of years in Tampa.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
I can't wait for football to start.
Fox, like on their Twitter account, they did polls for division winners. Saints won the poll.
Yeah, all right.
To win the division. Jameis fans are crazy.
That's Brady hate and Jameis love.
Yeah.
Did you see the video of, was it DeMario Davis giving the speech before
Jameis
the game?
Back, like,
we got to go out there and play as a team. Absolutely. Nobody's going to outwork it. Hell no. Like, this man's literally doing ad-libs to a speech.
He's the best.
He's something. All right, final topic. We're going to do our, what is this, awards?
Yeah, we did our way too early ones back, but a lot of things have changed since then. So a couple of my picks switched.
I didn't write down my way too early award. Did you? Did you write down everything?
Yeah, but I don't have my notebook with me. So
we got to start writing stuff down.
Yeah, I wrote it down, but I just don't have it with me.
Interesting.
Still
all right. So why don't we go down the list then, Josh, huh?
I know most of the ones. My MVP was Justin Herbert. I know that.
Mine's still I'm still going Josh Allen, by the way.
I'm switching mine.
All right.
I think it's kind of set up perfectly for Russell Wilson to win MVP. So I'm going with Russell Wilson. It just makes sense. You know, Broncos country, let's ride is going to be around all season.
Broncos country.
He kind of had a down year last year for him. So if he comes out and the Broncos, I mean, Peyton Manning won it in 2015 without doing shit.
I thought that was the year he broke the touchdown record.
That was the year. Well, no, he won in 2014. But still, he was in MVP conversations when he was dog shit at Denver. So Denver quarterbacks just kind of get that, but I'm going to go with Russell Wilson.
Where do we want to go to next?
Did we even do Rookie of the Years?
Maybe. Yeah, listen, I don't know if he'll win Rookie of the Year, and I don't care. I am going, and I just forgot his name as I was about to say, the Steeler wide receiver.
George Pickens?
Oh, yeah. I'm picking George Pickens just because that man is a beast.
If it was a fan vote, he'd win it pretty easily.
The way this man is putting corners on their ass is amazing.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Breece Hall. I think with Flacco being in there early, he's going to earn that starting job.
Is the Texans running back a rookie?
Dameon Pierce, he's a rookie.
I'm going Dameon Pierce.
That's a good pick. I could see him having a crazy year. He's very
going
good.
Crazy in the preseason.
But that's a pretty heavy. They like to rotate running backs over there.
he's moving way up on the draft board in fantasy for me.
Oh yeah.
Moving way up.
Defensive rookie of the year. Who are we in the defense? Aiden Hutchinson. Watching Hard Knocks. Yeah, give me Aiden Hutchinson.
I'm going for Aiden just because his sisters are bad.
Yeah. Well,
bad.
I love how they like anytime they show his family, the dad is just like barely cut off. Like
yeah, literally. But then Hard Knocks knows what it's doing.
Yeah, they're like, we gotta get these girls.
We got bad sisters, and let's be real here, Zach Wilson.
Yeah,
is looking at Madre.
Yeah, for sure.
Not gonna lie.
Defensive player of the year. I believe my way too early was Myles Garrett, and I'm gonna stick with Myles Garrett. I think there's gonna be a lot of attention on the Browns this year, more than recently, so his production is going to be a little bit more appreciated.
I don't know if he was my way too early prediction, but he's my prediction now. Derwin James.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I can see that happening.
Love me
but it's always tough for. I mean, Stephon Gilmore did it, but you look how dominant he had to be that season just to get it. So I mean, I could see Derwin having that season now.
Man's an animal.
Football gods, keep him healthy,
please. I'm begging you. Just for one season, at least.
Yeah.
Did you see his defensive stats when he's on the field and off the field?
Yeah, like it's
like a stark difference.
Yeah, they're like the worst ever. But they've solved that secondary, so Derwin doesn't have to do as much.
You would hope, at least. I mean, I know that. I think JC's gonna miss maybe the first week or two because he had like a minor knee surgery. I don't know how minor surgery can ever be, but I guess it was just like it wasn't like an actual surgery thing. I think it was like a
kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like a cleanup or just something real small. So I don't know.
Now I think we're just Super Bowl matchup and Super Bowl winner. I picked way too early. I picked the Chargers and the Bucks, and I had the Bucks winning it.
I'll go Bills, Bucks. Bucks win.
I'm now going with Chargers, Rams. I think we get a battle of LA. It just kind of feels like that should happen. And I think the Rams go back to back, which I know rarely happens unless you have, Thomas Brady on your team, but they kind of got better, Bobby Wagner and Allen Robinson kind of got better. Cam Akers fully healthy. I'm going to take them back to back.
I know Christian's very happy right now.
I took away the Bucks mainly because of that offensive line just taking massive hit. I think that's just way too much.
Whenever you got Thomas on the team, I ain't doubting nothing.
I've seen them in the NFC Championship, losing by a play or two, but I'm just taking the Rams.
I don't blame you. All right, listen. Without that, I don't even know what I was trying to say. Literally have no idea.
Without that?
Yeah, that was something. How on God's green earth do you still have the Bucks over the Rams? My name's Christian. Listen, Christian, because Tom Brady's on the team. Should have beat you last year, but this man, Todd Bowles, decided to do a 9-man blitz on the last play of the game.
He don't know ball, Christian. He don't know ball.
Don't you ever.
He don't know ball.
Don't you ever. Listen, with all that being said, Josh wishing injury upon people.
Shut up. Nope.
And all that. We got to go because it's just making me sick, honestly.
Honestly, this show was so toxic, it kind of made me forget that
It was so toxic, it kind of reminded me of Christian, actually.
I didn't say Christian.
It was like a Christian Alex conversation. Yeah. But Josh, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you, and then I'll do it, and then we'll leave.
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at JoeLynn_4. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can be in here talking to us like Christian and everybody was. Make sure you head over to Underdog. Football season, they love to give out just amazing opportunities to give out free money. So you can go over there. You feel like I don't really want to put in 100, but I want 100 in my account. You just put 50 in, they'll give you the other 50. So use code Gen Z over there, get your free money, make some money this football season, and tune in next Monday, 7 Eastern.
Yes. All that. Anthony Connor _ on Twitter. Gen Z, like Josh has said, we do this every Monday, 7 Eastern. Hey, listen, we're the perfect pregame show to Monday Night Football. That's all I'm saying. Tuesdays, do the hard count, everything in football. Then Thursday, I do backstop banter. That's everything in baseball. Those are both at 9 Eastern as well. All three of those shows that I just mentioned, Gen Z, the hard count, and backstop, can be found on Apple, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. And one thing that we did not mention, listen, you got to tune in next week. Big fantasy draft. Me and Josh, and I hope with the help of some people in the comments, are going to draft a team live on the show and make our week 1 predictions. We got to make week 1 predictions next week,
Listen,
Josh.
you don't want to miss this fantasy draft. Most of the picks are going to be auto picks because we will not agree on who we're taking.
I think we got about 1:30 to pick. That should be enough.
For early rounds, it will be. Early rounds. But then when we get into the meat of things, positions in need.
Okay. We'll see.
Toxicity will come out.
All right. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I appreciate everybody commenting. And believe it or not, Josh, I do appreciate you as well. But with all that being said, another wonderful episode. And we'll catch you next week, everybody. All right? Yeah, have a good one.